Productivity gurus talk a lot about creating an environment that helps them to be the best version of themselves. And while watching their videos, I've noticed that most of them live in very beautiful houses with in-house gym, with dedicated office space, beautiful kitchen, etc. I've never lived in such houses or flats before, but after moving to Dublin 1 month ago, we found ourselves living in precisely the same Pinterest-like apartment. This apartment was provided as part of my husband's relocation package, so we had around a month here to enjoy it, and I decided to set up an experiment. I've set myself up quite ambitious goals for this month and wanted to see if the environment could be a game changer for me to stick to my plan. Before, I always failed to be consistent for a long time in many of those areas. So in this video, I will share results on living in the most productive environment for a month and discover whether the environment was the only thing missing to help me be the best version of myself. If you are new here, my name is Alena and I do weekly videos on happy and healthy financial and lifestyle habits. Subscribe if you want inspirational content on these topics. So the first thing I think most people struggle with is being consistent with workouts, and I was not an exception here. Actually, the only thing I could have been consistent with was running a few times a week, simply because it was almost always easy to go for a run in the places where I lived in. But I always failed to be consistent in bodyweight training or weight training and stretching exercises. So for the last month, I had a beautiful community gym for residents at my apartment complex. Additionally, we're now living just 1 kilometer away from the riverside in Dublin and 3 kilometers away from a beautiful green park. So let's take a look at the workouts in the last month. I will exclude 2 weeks when I was on business trips, so in total, we'll take 20 days in September and 10 days in October. I made 16 workouts in 30 days. Oh my god. Those included like 10K runs, weight training, surfing on the west coast in Dublin, hiking, and also additional like 7 or 8 30-minute stretching sessions that I didn't record with my watch. Needless to say that this is a lot. So what helped me staying that consistent in my workouts? I can definitely say that having a beautiful gym in just 100 meters from your flat left me completely no excuses to do training when it was raining outside. Before, I used to buy gym memberships that were just so hard for me to commute to, and I ended up visiting gym like 1 or at most 2 times per week. And when the weather was bad, I just stayed home and did nothing. The second thing that helped me being consistent with my running workouts was having a beautiful riverside nearby. It inspired me to go on my morning runs in September. I remember when we lived in Georgia country with my husband this year, and there was construction site all around the place where we lived in, and it was really hard to commute to the riverside for us. I just didn't go for a single run there. So summing up my experience with gym, I can definitely say that environment helped me stay more consistent with my workouts and reduce the friction. Do you struggle with staying consistent with workouts and moving your body? Let me know in the comments if you do, and I'd be happy to film a video with tips that help me staying quite consistent in the times when there was no perfect environment around me. The second thing I want to talk about is working on my side projects. I treat YouTube pretty seriously and I try to stay consistent here as well. My goal right now is to film 1 long quality video per week and do about 2 to 3 shorts every week. But I have to work my main job for about 8 hours every day. So at times it is quite hard to manage YouTube, my work, staying healthy, sleeping well, relationships, and it can be overwhelming. So let's take a look at the progress with YouTube this month. So in total, I filmed 4 videos and 7 shorts during the last month. Well, with shorts, I still feel a lot of resistance as the format is quite new for me, but with long videos, it has been a success. Also, I can definitely say that picture quality improved a lot and it gave a push for my channel to grow. The number of views grew by 575% more compared to the previous months. Watch time grew by 471% and subscribers grew by 683%. That looks like a lot in relative numbers, but when we look at absolute numbers, they are pretty small. Still, I'm really happy with the result because I can see a good trend, I can see the progress, and it's very important for me as a beginner creator just to track these small steps. So summing it up, living in a beautiful flat in a beautiful apartment complex helped me to create higher quality videos, more beautiful footages to integrate into my videos, and just helped me stay more consistent with long videos. Still, it didn't help me reach my targets with shorts, and maybe that could be the main focus for me for next month. By the way, do you watch YouTube Shorts? And if yes, what kind of content do you like? Like in shorts, do you watch like funny videos, tips and tricks, or like day in a life format? Please just share, and it will help me like fine-tune my short strategy and maybe started enjoying more. The third thing I want to talk about is cooking and eating a healthy diet. I spent most of my previous 6 months living on 20 square meters, where the kitchen size was exactly like this, so I could barely cook for myself. So for the last month, I had a beautiful, spacious kitchen and very high prices for eating out. Oh my gosh, it's raining in Dublin. It was sun just like 5 minutes ago and now it's raining. Okay, so let's get back to the video. So I started cooking like 95% of the time at home, which really helped me to start eating less fatty foods and more protein in my meals. Wouldn't say that results were extraordinary here, but I finally managed to stop snacking between my major meals. How? How did it happen? Well, before moving to Dublin, I used to go every day to an office where the food was within really easy reach. I used to snack a lot with nuts, which is like a calorie bomb, and generally I felt like I was eating like 5 meals a day or something. I started gaining a bit of weight, but the biggest problem was that like eating 5 small meals just do not work for me, because I start getting monkey mind right away. I start thinking about food a lot more. I start being hungry a lot more. So my way to go and feel good is to have 3 meals per day. Since moving to this beautiful flat, I started spending a lot of my working hours in the co-working area, in a beautiful co-working area, and there were just no snacks. There was like no food this month for me to grab in between my Zoom meetings. And I immediately stopped snacking and started having 3 nutritious, healthy, major meals per day. So here it is a really good example how you can fine-tune your environment without like having to rent a beautiful, luxurious flat. And you can just do the small change just simply by removing all the snacks out of your house and help yourself achieve your healthy eating goals. Last but not least, people around me inspired me to work during my working hours and also go consistently to the gym. I mean, I don't have friends here, but whenever I went to co-working space, there were people working there. There were people having their meetings and being really engaged into the work they did. Whenever I passed the gym, somebody was working out there. And yes, I've mentioned I don't have friends here, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for my experiment. So even on the late Friday evening, I was working on this video script to film this video on Saturday morning. I hope I will find friends here, but at the end of the day, it helped me focus on my goals last month, and I was inspired by other people living in the same apartment complex. While living in the flat during the last months, I was also inspired to read more. I started taking language classes again, and overall felt a lot happier here. But you have to pay the price. This apartment is really expensive, and I would never imagine myself spending that much money on rental. However, right now in Dublin, there is a huge housing crisis. So you could barely find a flat to live in. So we were lucky enough to be approved to rent another apartment in the same buildings. When we were thinking whether it is worth to spend that much money on renting a flat, we decided yes, because you'd better pay a lot of money for something of really good quality that inspires you and helps you be the best version of yourself, rather than pay just a lot for a shitty apartment. And when I'm saying housing crisis, I'm really serious here, because there are just like 100 rentals available for the whole county of Dublin. And there are a lot of people coming to the country to work here. So tomorrow we are moving all our stuff to the flat nearby, and also planning a trip to IKEA to purchase all the amenities, as the long-term apartment is not fully equipped. Subscribe to my channel to watch this IKEA haul and find out how much money will we spend on buying all of the necessary amenities when moving houses. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Give this video a like if you found it inspirational, and maybe you will rethink your environment and come up with certain small changes that can help you accomplish your goals faster and with more joy. And throwing out snacks out of your kitchen drawers is always a good idea.